What's up, watchers, and welcome to Quality Time with KillSwitch360, where I tell you stuff about the channel, stuff I plan to do, or just random nonsense. Today, we're talking about channel plans and my background. No personal information, you don't get my name, sorry. We're starting with my background, starting with Fire Emblem, which is what my channel is entirely devoted to right now because I only have 2 videos. I'm working on it, okay? Starting off, my first Fire Emblem game was Fire Emblem 7, The Blazing Blade, first one to be released in America. And I first got a hold of it when I was 5, maybe? Because I was given the GBA, and I picked it up. I game overed on Chapter 3, because that's what the save on the game was at. I didn't get to that point. I game overed on Chapter 3, and being 4 or 5, legally blind, playing on a screen the size of my palm now, not the size of my 5-year-old palm, I gave up. Then, at about 14, I'm about 14 on a family vacation, I'm getting bored. And what do I find in the Game Boy bin? I find this. I find FE7. I'm like, what's this? I'll give it a shot. I get hooked. And here we are now. So, I play FE7. I start watching Fire Emblem content on YouTube, and I found out emulators are a thing. And that's what led me to playing Sacred Stones. Moving on with the emulator train, I started an emulator run of Binding Blade. FE7 is my favorite of the 3, and I have the cartridges of 7 and 8. Moving on to my Advance Wars experience. I got Advance Wars 2 as a Christmas present when I was about 8. I was hooked instantly. Because basically, what Advance Wars was in its essence? Explosions. 8-year-old boys like explosions, alright? So yeah. And it was the cartridge. Then, but it's probably about the same time I picked up Fire Emblem, I found Advance Wars by Web. Thanks to Mangs, because he does both Advance Wars and Fire Emblem content, I started watching him and found Advance Wars by Web. And just recently, I got the cartridge of Advance Wars. And I'm currently on Wings of Victory and in Advance Wars 2 trying desperately to unlock Stern, but I'm stubborn and won't look up guides. And Advance Wars 2 is my favorite. Plans from future videos. I plan to do plenty of Let's Plays, the ones you see on screen, On Saga, The Sacred Stones, The Blazing Blade, The Binding Blade, Advance Wars, and Advance Wars 2 are the ones that I plan to do, that I have plans to do, mainly because they're all GBA, I can emulate them on my boy on this crappy phone of mine. But I will go back a bit, I totally plan to do other ones. Now, what would I do in? What does that mean? That is where I take games that I have completed the Let's Play on. In this case, the first one's going to be On Saga, unless something changes. These will be videos of what I would do differently in either story, difficulty, how I would build characters in terms of stats, growth rates, supports, whatnot, and miscellaneous stuff like soundtrack and map design. Now, this is probably my personal favorite, What If and POV ROM hacks. What If ROM hacks are where I take questions about certain games, like for instance, what if Zephiel dies in Battle Before Dawn in FE7? What happens? Because you get, by saving Zephiel, you get information that's critical to the game. I won't spoil it. But if he dies, where do you get that information from? So the What If Zephiel Dies ROM hack would follow Elwood and company as they try and basically get back on track, I guess, for lack of a better term. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without spoiling it, but you know, whatever. Now, POV ROM hacks. Where was Ephraim in the first 7 chapters of Sacred Stones. Now we see him in 5X. That would remain unchanged, but chapters 1 through 7. What does he do? That's what that ROM hack would do. Now, I don't know how to ROM hack. I don't have a PC to ROM hack on. I know what Fire Emblem Builder is. I know the basics of it, but that's about it. Give me some time. Plus, I only have 3 subscribers. Hey, you guys who are not subscribed, subscribe. I know you're out there. Anyway, I will do both ROM hacks of the What Would I Do in, say, Onderon Saga or Advance Wars. I'll put those into ROM hacks. And of course, I will do my What If and POV ROM hacks. Now the ones you see on screen now, are just the 2 that I came up with initially, but I'm certain I'll come up with more later. And maybe if I got more than 3 subscribers and people would comment ideas, I could do those as well. Now, for probably the most fun skits, excuse me, I'm a comedy lover, and as such am going to make comedic videos. Basically making fun of supports, characters, mechanics, you name it. If it exists, I'm going to make fun of it. So, for example, support skits are going to be where I take the C, B, and A and S supports in the newer Fire Emblems, mash them all into one big, stupid conversation. Chapters, same thing, just mesh it up into a summary commentating thing. I don't know, we'll figure that out when we get there. And mechanics, I'll make fun of. The first thing that comes to mind is the fact that staves can miss, and I'm not sure which game it is. It's either Thracia or Genealogy of the Holy War, but staves can miss in those games. In one of those games. It might be both, I'm not sure, but I'm definitely making fun of that. Now, plans for streams, I don't really have any, because I only have 3 subscribers. But I do know I'm going to be doing Iron Man's. No, not that Iron Man. Different Iron Man. And I will be doing solo runs like Seth's solo. No, not that solo. Solo runs of, say, Seth soloing FE8, which isn't really a challenge. What would be a challenge is Marcus soloing FE6. Not FE7 Marcus, FE6 Marcus. And that's all I've got for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'm KillSwitch360. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!